Alrighty, y'all. It's Friday. The weekend is upon us. Let's take a look at some pics of Europe. From my weird American perspective, these might be pretty odd. Let's take a look. First up, we have an American truck in the streets of Europe, Paris, France, to be exact. And may I mention a couple weird things I noticed right away if we kind of zoom into this. First of all, it's not just any truck. It appears to be a Ford Raptor, which indeed we can see there. But it's not, well, it is an American truck. If we're talking North America, but it's not an American truck in the sense of the United States like you often hear. This is actually a Mexico truck because this is a Ford Lobo Raptor. We don't have the Lobo. We have the F-150. So Lobo is for Mexico, their market. So I think, at least from my perspective, this is super bizarre that we have a Ford Lobo that I wouldn't even see much here unless I crossed the border and was driving around in the United States. It's a Lobo Raptor at that, and it's in Paris, France. I'm thinking this is not a common occurrence, to say the least. To add to the weirdness, we have a tramp stamp here, randomly, and we also have a weird-looking New York plate that something looks off about it. It doesn't look realistic because it's got this weird like outline that's not usually there. Something off about like the actual numbers as well. And a Ford Lobo, this new, could not be imported into the U.S., so it would not have a New York plate. Maybe something like Sonora or Chihuahua or Baja, not New York. Of course, you have to realize the Raptor is so much bigger, like actually really big compared to the regular F-150 or the regular Lobo. So this is a big truck even in the United States. It's hard to fit in parking spots. It's really wide. It's very hard to maneuver this in tight spaces. So imagine this in Paris. I imagine this would just be a nightmare, as it looks like it's right on the curb and definitely sticking out into the road. So I'd be a little nervous if I was a truck owner. At least they have their mirror folded in, though. I'll give them that. Lobo Raptor with fake New York plates. See, that's the first one. So many questions here. Your online shop, rebelcar.fr. Interesting. This is a Rebel Car website from France. What in the world? Look at this, is all in French. New York Empire State white reflective license plate with Niagara Falls Adirondack Mountains, New York City on the top white border. See, it actually looks more realistic in the picture, but the one on the truck actually had this weird white outline that didn't look good. That's funny. Well, let's browse while we're here, right? All country license plates? Dang, they sell everything. Look, they sell Australia plates? What in the world? My God, they sell like everything. What is this? That is actually hilarious that they sell like U.S. plates. There's the New Mexico plate. That's my favorite one. Wow. That is wild. They even sell dealer plates? This is actually insane. That's a Wisconsin dealer plate. What the heck? Well, that is really random. Look at, you can even get antique French plates. Dude, this is actually crazy. Wow. Must be for car shows and off-road use only. Am I right? Well, that's actually kind of a fascinating site. They even sell engine parts, Peugeot 205 GTR parts. Like, just random stuff. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I wonder if anyone has any theories on the context of this. I mean, this is pretty bizarre. You know, perhaps it's literally someone from Mexico visiting Paris, France, and has the willpower and the money to ship their truck from Mexico to France for whatever reason. Perhaps it's something bigger than that. Like, I'm just not really sure. Maybe some sort of movie or TV type deal. I don't know. Maybe they're recreating, you know, was this like on a set? Was the street closed off at one point? Maybe they're trying to make this look like the U.S. or something. I'm not sure. Just notice the size difference between Europe and the land of the free on my boxers. Oh my God, that's funny. So these boxers are EU size, large to extra large. In the U.S., this size is literally small to medium. In Asia, you'd be a triple XL. I'm medium in the US and I have a 3XL shirt from China that fits me perfectly. Dude, that is actually hilarious. I have to agree with this comment. It's so annoying when you're not sure where a shirt was produced. I'm a European XL, an American large, and a Chinese 4XL. Amazon is increasingly turning into Alibaba, so sometimes you accidentally order a shirt made to Chinese specifications and their sizes are way different. I have to agree, yeah, there are some still really good products on Amazon, but some of them, it's very Alibaba-like, like all these random kind of very cheap products, and, they're not even as advertised a lot. So, yeah, you got to be careful buying clothes on there because they show up and you're like, how is this a large or an extra large? Like, this is small as hell. This is titled How I See Europe as an American. Look at this. Same as regular Ireland. For Northern Ireland, volcanoes in Iceland. Bullfighters should be taken over by Spain. Snobs, but kind of okay. Talk silly and drive weird. Look at this. Same country 3 times. Pretty cool and smart. Got me secrets and shit. What are these? Don't even. That is true. I have to say, far Eastern Europe is just, unless you seek it out yourself, it's not really in our news cycle or taught much. I think everyone knows, the meme that Americans aren't good at geography as a whole. And yeah, I think a lot of people, of course, through media and stuff might know about, England and France and Spain, but they're not going to know where Slovenia or Moldova is on a map, right? It's not going to happen, right? But I throw this in there. It's actually kind of funny. This is a beautiful picture right here. You can see the mountains in the background, literally palms in the foreground, and this gorgeous village on the water, and beautiful colored water, may I add. Yeah, really exotic looking place. And this is Europe, of course. This is Croatia. It says this is one of the hidden jewels of Europe. Now, I would argue that maybe from my perspective as an American, this might be a hidden jewel. Of course, I'm a nerd and I'm learning about, Europe in detail, at least trying to. And of course, I've always been into geography. So I know about Croatia and I think it's a very appealing country. It looks beautiful, as you can see here. But I think a lot of Americans might not know about it. Again, they think of Italy and France and, these things. They don't really think of Croatia first, I would say, as a whole. There's always exceptions. And maybe in Europe, this is a different story. Is this really a hidden gem in Europe? I would think Croatia probably gets some tourism, even from within Europe, right? Because, yeah, this place is gorgeous. Who wouldn't want to go there? Now, I didn't know about this. I don't know if this is true or more of just a myth or what. So apparently there's a spot in the ocean where the tectonic plates separate by just this amount. So I guess on the left is America, North America, and on the right is Europe. Now, I'm not sure if that's true. I thought it was kind of cool. I've actually never heard of that at all. I'm sure this can be argued for or against, but have you even heard of this? And do you think this is true? If it is, I guess that's kind of cool. I didn't know that was possible. It's not, you don't usually think of them as this close. I thought we were thousands of miles away. And of course, I have to throw this in there. We've seen this before on videos, but I just have to admire this bathroom or this public bathroom design in Europe. Look at how, I just like it. Look at the aesthetic and look at these stalls. Oh my God. You're probably thinking, what? That's a normal stall if you're watching this from any country, probably around the world. But as you know, here in the U.S., our public bathrooms are horrible. Most people just avoid them, including myself. That's like a worst case scenario if you have to go to a public bathroom. Yeah, they're just too invasive, man. Way big, feet and feet up here of gap. Big gap on the bottom. It's crazy. These are good. These are actual private looking, nice. They're just nice. They're premium. Public bathrooms is one place we really messed up. This is another interesting geography thing I always forget. Apparently this is taking from the southernmost point of Europe, which I believe is way, way southern Spain, right? And it is pretty close to Africa. So apparently that's Africa in the background, that mountain back there. And this is the southern point of Europe. If that's true, anyone want to confirm that? Have you been there? I think that's kind of cool. And it's wild how close they are. On that same token, this is Istanbul, which is in Turkey. And this is standing in Europe looking at Asia. And I have heard Istanbul is where you could argue that, Europe and Asia kind of border in this area in particular. And I think that's kind of crazy. Again, standing in Europe, it looks like there's a waterway there, and then boom, there's Asia. Like, wow, what a clash. That's just like really cool. I find those things so interesting. Specific places where you have kind of like contrasting things that clash together. I think it's very fascinating. And finally, we move on to a couple posts from the subreddit, What Is This Thing? Now, this was found in the Netherlands, around Amsterdam. It's this wooden box mounted on these vertical posts, like mounted sideways like this. And it looks really bizarre. There's it from the back. Now, I have no idea what this is. I really am trying to think, and I just don't know. I've never really seen anything like it. So I'll give you a sec to see if you can guess what it is. Now, according to the comments, it's something either called like a bee hotel or a bug hotel. It's artificially constructed habitats for solitary pollinators. So, I mean, sounds plausible to me. If anyone has any objections, let me know. It's something I've just never heard of and I've never seen. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, this one's super bizarre. This was a shield found at the National Denmark Museum. What is embedded on the left side? I couldn't tell you, but apparently this is like, let's see, crocodile skin. That's what the shield is made from. It's actually insane. I don't know anything about this. I would love to know if you have heard of this. I've never seen this in a museum or anything. So there you go. It's chilling in Denmark. That is actually crazy. Someone asked what these rails or fences are on the top of these kind of peaks. These tiny rooftop rooms with windows and a fence on top. Especially curious about the purpose of the fence seen in Oslo, Norway. Now, this is kind of cool. I mean, I can't imagine the plethora of interesting architectural features that we could find throughout Europe, right? That is a rabbit hole I'd love to go down sometime, but this is a good start. I imagine there's access up there, and it's just simply a fence so you don't fall off, right? I mean, that's what my mind goes to. Someone claims that it's a widow's peak. The fence kept the sailors' wives from falling off the roof when they were watching for their husbands to get home. And it's also called a widow's walk. There's even a wiki page about it. Yeah. And apparently we even have these in the U.S. because this picture is from Galveston, Texas, which is, of course, on the coast of Texas, on the Gulf Coast. Also seen in probably like the New England states of the U.S., like Massachusetts, Maryland, New Brunswick, even in Canada. So that's pretty interesting. What is this? A metallic object found in the canals of East London. Did some mudlarking, and my friend found this. It seems to be some kind of lizard-shaped ornament. Any ideas? It's heavy. Thanks in advance. My God, that is wild. How intricate it is. But yeah, it's like some sort of cap or something. Yeah, look at it. I wouldn't have any idea what this is. It's very bizarre. This one isn't directly solved. They think it might be some sort of artwork, like street art, like a sculpture. I don't know. Please let me know if you have any ideas what this actually is. And finally, we'll end with this one. Saw this in a forest in Germany. How do I scroll over? Like right there's a door. It's kind of interesting. It's like a dirt mound with a door. So, I don't know how big it is in there. Looks kind of interesting. Some sort of hideout or more likely some sort of storage maybe. And the comments claim that it's a fridge or an old-time cold room, basically a room covered with dirt for insulation. Otherwise, it could be a root cellar or a Wurzelkeller. They're very common in Sweden too. I got one and found 60-year-old preserved food in jars, bottled with some berry juice, stuff like that. That's a pretty cool one. I feel like that's accurate. But hey, that's going to be it for this one. I hope your weekend's awesome. I got some awesome videos coming, so maybe I will see you in those. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate you watching. And it's about all I got for you in this one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. I'll catch you later.